I'm Sarah Peterson. I see this question all of the time. Which one is better for building my MLM business, a Facebook group or a page? Today, I'm going to be sharing the pros and cons of both of them. And I want to start out by telling you that I actually have both. I have a Facebook group, and in fact, I have a couple of them. And in addition, I also have a Facebook page. Now, one is not necessarily better than the other. They're just different. So depending on what you want to accomplish is going to help you determine which one you should be using. Or you might come to the conclusion, like I did, that you actually want both of them. So let's start out with the benefits of having a Facebook group. Now, Facebook has changed the algorithms recently, and they are more actively promoting groups. So that means that if you structure your Facebook group right, that Facebook will actually promote it for you and help drive traffic to you. Have you noticed that group posts are maybe showing up in your feed more often, or that you get notifications when people post in the groups? I don't remember that happening a couple months ago. I think that's part of this new algorithm. Have you ever been like I am, where I'll be scrolling through and I'm like, I don't think I know that person, and I'll realize that it's actually a post that's been posted in a group, and I, in fact, don't know that person, but I'm seeing it because of the posts in the group. Now, there's a lot of things that I like about Facebook groups, in addition to the fact that Facebook will promote your group for you. And that has to do with that they're a lot more intimate. You get to pick who's in your group, right? If you set your settings to private, it's in your control. And I'm picky about who I allow in my group. I do, in fact, turn people away. If you happen to get to be in my group, you're lucky, right? And because of that, because you can make it more intimate, I think that it makes it more likely that people are going to share their feelings in the group, or maybe feel comfortable sharing. Depending on the question, that I see, sometimes I'm actually really hesitant to post in a group if I think that my friends will see it, depending on, the nature of the question, or, whatever's being exchanged. And if there are people that consistently post on things that are questionable inside your group, this is also a plus. It means that you can actually go in and either kick them out of the group, right? It's like restructure out, or there's actually an option for that person that you can individually say, I just want to approve every single person before they post, right? Meaning that you'll see it and then it will say, do you want it to be posted in the group or not? Or you can actually just do that on an individual basis. So if I notice that somebody's posting stuff that I really don't want in that group for whatever reason, if it's a spammy link or if it's negativity, whatever it is, I can, like I said, either kick them out, or I can say, okay, just for this person, whenever this person posts, I want to see it first because I want to be able to control what goes in my group. Facebook groups are also awesome because you have the ability to ask 3 questions before you let them into your group. And then based on your answers, you can decide if they're the right fit for the community and the group that you're building or not, right? My very first question is, are you in MLM? It's fine if you're not. However, my group was designed and created for people specifically in network marketing. So if they're not network marketing, they're not getting into my group, right? They're not the right fit. I also use one of my questions to get the person's email. Again, if they don't provide the email address, then they aren't in. It's my group and my rules, right? I use the email addresses later to send out tips and special offers along the way. I figure that I give away so much value for free that when I ask for the email address, it's not really that big a deal. It's kind of a small price to pay, and they can always opt out of that email list later, if they decide that, being on that list is not valuable to them. Now, the biggest benefit in having a group is that you now have a group of people that have identified themselves as being interested in what you have to offer. So they've now qualified themselves as being your perfect prospect, right? You are setting yourself up as a leader and as the expert as well, right? Because it's your group. By the things that you post, people are going to trust you. They're going to want to be your customer. They're going to want to join your downline in the future because they see what you're all about. They see your leadership skills. They see the qualities that you have. Now, what are some of the cons? Well, creating a Facebook group is a lot of work, right? If you think that posting on your wall is a pain, well, trust me, it's even worse in a group to some extent. You have to actively add people into the group if you've set it up to be a private group. You also need to monitor the comments and the posts that are being added to the group. And it's up to you to make sure that the people are following the rules and treating each other with respect, right? If people are going in there and poaching out of the group, you've got to decide how to deal with that, right? So let's shift gears for a second now. Let's flop on over to the business page. What are some of the benefits of having a Facebook business page? Well, the very biggest benefit is that you can now run Facebook ads. In fact, you cannot run ads without a Facebook business page. That's just how it's set up. No page, no ads, right? You can also boost posts that are going to create more brand awareness and attract new clients and customers, right? When you boost your posts and you advertise, you're now able to reach a much larger audience in a much faster time than you could if you were just reaching out to people, because now Facebook's going to say, hey, we think this person is a fit for your business. Here they are. Another one of the benefits is that people can leave you reviews on your business page. And this serves as social proof that what you're offering is a benefit, right? This is going to help team members make a decision about whether or not they want to join your team or use your product based on other people's comments, right? So if people are going in there and saying, hey, sarahsthebomb.com, people are going to be more likely to use me in the future, right? So that also goes twofold. If there's people that, you really enjoy hearing from, go ahead, give them a like, and leave them a positive review on their page as well. Having a page can serve as the virtual storefront for your business. And according to Facebook, 2 out of 3 Facebook users that were surveyed as part of the survey stated that they, in fact, visit the page of a business at least once a week. Now, remember, that's just a page, right? Have you ever searched for a business on Facebook to see what they are like? I know I have, whether I was doing research or to see if they were a real company or see what was, going on in there, right? So posting your business page is actually a really great way to connect your existing customers and your potential customers with your products and all the things going on in your company, right? It's a place that you can put everything in. Now, you can do that on a group too, but Facebook likes you to use pages. So now when you offer special promotions, you can actually boost them, you can advertise them, you can attract new customers, which you can't do with a group. And you can also use your page to drive traffic to a website or a funnel. They give you an option on there. So with a page, you also have the ability to watch other pages. And this is actually really cool too. Facebook will actually tell you what these other pages are doing to attract their customers and their followers. So now you can use this information to model. Keep in mind, I said model, not copy, but model what those pages are doing to attract more followers and get more likes and more comments and whatever, right? Now, not everything is rosy with the Facebook business page. However, there are a few drawbacks, a few cons. And one of those is that Facebook is, in fact, a business. And businesses like to make, you guessed it, money. So Facebook generates revenue through their ads, right? When somebody buys an ad, Facebook gets paid. And as a result, unless you're paying to advertise, Facebook can severely limit who sees your page. But there's some ways around that. We'll get into that later as we dive a little bit deeper, into pages and advertising. But as a general rule, people tend to not engage and comment on as many posts in a business page. And I don't know if that's just because of the nature of the beast that people don't really see it in their news feed, or if it's just that people tend not to comment there. I don't know, but for whatever reason, it tends to be a little bit smaller. There are ways to increase engagement on your page by running targeted ads, but you got to make sure it's the right audience. There's a way that you can also buy like followers. Don't do that. You don't want followers, you want the right kind of followers. So don't do that. Build it organically. Make sure that it's really people that are interested in your business and in what you're doing. Also keep in mind, now this is actually a tip for both, is that you're going to want to be consistently engaged on your page. However, for and your group, but this is specific for your page, is that if you're inactive for too long, Facebook does something called unpublishing your page, and then you're going to have to go back to Facebook and say, please give me back my page and all this stuff, and it's really hard to get back. And in the meantime, if it gets unpublished, no one's going to be able to see your page, and all that work that you put into your page won't matter. But I will tell you this, Facebook gives you a warning before that happens, and it takes a while of not showing up at all before it flat out just disappears. So there you have it. I know that when you talk about having, the Facebook page and the business page, well, that's great. Everything I post on the page can go on my group. I don't post the same content on my Facebook page as in my group. I want people to have a reason to be part of both. However, sometimes I will take something that my page published and throw it in my group in the hopes of driving more people to my page. And, because of all that, it does create more work for me to come up with that content. And to be totally honest, if you're not planning on running ads, then in my opinion, it's kind of not worth doing both. It's a lot of work. Work on making one of them amazing rather than being pulled too thin and risking overwhelm, and then you quit and you don't do anything, right? Now, you can build a name for yourself on a Facebook page just the same as you would in a group. So what I want you to do is take into account what kind of community you want and then just go do it, right? So, do you want the more tight-knit kind of community that's the closed Facebook group where kind of people know each other, or do you want the bigger page where you can throw out ads and, get a bigger reach? So join me for the next episode. If you have a business page already, you're not going to want to miss it. And if you're planning on setting up one or thinking that maybe you want to set up one, then you're going to want to join me so you can learn some of these tips so that you can set it up correctly from the very beginning, from the get-go. Alrighty, so I'm going to share with you some tips for your Facebook page today. Don't miss it. If you're finding value in this, then go down there, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.